So as you find your way onto your mat, your forehead on your palms, your chin tucked under. Allow for your heels to be heavy and wide, your hips to melt into the earth. Unclench your jaw. Unfurl your brow. And just notice where your breath is at right now. As you seal your lips and breathe in and out through your nose, notice the sensation in your belly as you feel your chest rise. And this gentle pressure of your belly against the mat as you breathe. Just take notice of that feeling. Your breath right here, so natural as it comes and goes. Allow a softening. Your body just melting into the mat, no tension. And if you find some sticky spaces, on your next exhale, encourage the tension to melt away. Like the waves of the ocean, your breath comes and goes. And so with the arrival of your next in-breath, nice and slow, as though you're sucking up through a straw. And on your out-breath, your exhale, allow it just to slow down, perhaps even longer than your in-breath. Notice the audible breath, the sound of your breath. In this crocodile pose on your belly, notice how you can hear the rhythm of your breath. And in fact, encourage a more audible breath. As you inhale, draw in energy from the earth, light and love. And out through your nose again, exhale out through your nose. And notice that sound, as though you were fogging up a mirror. A slight constriction in the back of your throat. This ujjayi breath, this victorious breath. On your next inhale, count the beats that it takes to rise. And on your exhale, try to extend that by one more beat. So if you breathed in for 3 beats, breathe out for 4. And the next time, try to extend your inhale by 1, maybe breathing in 4 beats and exhaling 5. I'm reading a book about breath right now, and they say that 5.5 seconds on the inhale and 5.5 seconds on the exhale is ideal. Bring to mind your intention for your practice in this space, focusing on your breath. Be so mindful with intention of your breath. This next one together, the biggest one yet. Inhale, slow. And out through the nose, slow and steady exhale. Your next inhale, lift your head up, tap out your toes behind you, bring your palms underneath your shoulders, squeeze your elbows into the rib cage, draw your shoulders back, and lift and extend both legs back as you press all 10 toes down into the earth. Inhale, gently lift your palms up, lift chest, engage your glutes. This baby cobra. Floating cobra. Notice your low back turn on, gentle, low down, exhale. We'll do that again. Float your palms up, squeeze your elbows and draw your shoulders back. Lift chest and chin. Continue to look down. Lengthen crown forward and toes reaching back. Exhale, lower. So again, like the waves of the ocean, rise up on the inhale. Lower down on the exhale. One more with floating palms. Legs straight and strong. Activate your quads, lifting your kneecaps. Exhale, lower. This next time, press your palms in gently. As you roll shoulders back, rise chest. Engage glutes, draw. Exhale, lower. And again, like the waves of the ocean, nice and slow. Sipping up on the inhale, the breath. Exhale out the nose. One more, inhale. And exhale. Press back through a child's pose here. Toes touching, knees wide, forehead resting. Your counter pose to that gentle back bends. Sway your hips side to side. Encourage some movement as you press your palms into the mat and forward. Your hips heavy on your heels, but this gentle swaying of your torso. And then begin to walk your hands over to the left. Anchor your right hip back towards your heel. Allow your forehead just to melt towards the earth. Perhaps stacking your right palm on top of your left. Breathe in deep and wide and full. Exhale nice and long. Inhale, walk your hands over to the right, left palm, stacking on right. Anchor your left hip back as you inhale, lengthen left side body. Exhale, release any tension, stress, concerns, or worries. You don't need any of that. Let it go, leave it here. Walk your hands back forward and rise up to a tabletop position. Tap your toes out behind you. Find your shoulders above your wrists. Spread your fingers wide. Look down between your hands. Find a flat back. As you inhale, slowly begin to look up. Tilt tailbone up. Arch. Draw shoulders back for your cow pose. Exhale, press the mat away from you. Nice and slow. Lift belly to spine. Chin to chest. Round in your cat. Inhale, slow, looking up as though you're moving through honey. Exhale to round your spine. Draw up from low belly, initiate it just beneath your belly button. Inhale, look up, arching. Exhale, rounding. Find your flat back, curl your toes under, and as slowly as you can, press your hips back towards your heels and rise your hips high for downward facing dog. Moving through that motion again. As you inhale, lift your heels, lower your knees down through your tabletop as slowly as you can. On the inhale, we rise hips high. Exhale, lower your knees. Notice that your dog is probably pretty short right here, just to accommodate the tabletop to down dog transition. So slowly moving with your breath. We'll do one final time together. Inhale, press hips back towards your heels. Lift your hips high in this short dog, lower heels. Next time, inhale, rise heels. Slowly lower your knees, drop belly button into spine as you lower. And this last time we'll rise and we'll pause in our down dog. Pedal out your feet, walk your hands forward. As you notice the lengthening of hamstrings and calves. Feet hips distance apart, lift all 10 toes. Hands shoulders distance apart, press your index finger down. Look to your hands, bend your knees, and walk up to the top of your mat. Take your time to get there. No rush. This will be a luxurious flow today. Find your feet hips distance apart, bend your knees, grab onto your elbows, and hang in a rag doll. Allow this to feel luxurious, draping your chest between your thighs as you sway front to back, shaking your head yes and no. Sway side to side. Notice as you distribute weight into left and right feet. And then find stillness. Switch your arm grip. Unclench your jaw. Allow your head and arms to hang heavy. And begin to press both feet in evenly, straightening your legs here. As you drop your arms down, your palms, just like paintbrushes, you sway them side to side at the top of your mat. Find stillness. Heel toe your feet to touch. Bend your knees, sit your hips back towards your heels. Lift all 10 toes as you sweep your fingers on the mat forward and up, finding your chair posture. As you squeeze your knees together, turning your quads on, reach your fingers to the sky, hips pressing into the earth. Feel connection between earth and sky as you inhale, rise up, gentle back bend, arms reach side to side, look up, hips pressing forward. On an exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Lead with your heart, hinge at the hips. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen, crown ahead, reaching forward, hips pressing back, legs straight and strong. Exhale, forward fold and grab onto the backs of your calves this time. Uttanasana, strengthening front body, lengthening your back body. Walk your hands up and down towards your hamstrings, your glutes, down to your calves. Giving yourself some love here. Inhale, come up halfway, lift, press your hips back again for chair pose, Utkatasana. Sweep fingers forward and up, preparing for a twist. Draw your hands to heart center. Crown ahead reaches forward, sip up on that inhale. On an exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow hooks on the outside of your left thigh. Look to the left or look up, opening your arms if that feels good in your body. Squeeze your knees together, weight into your heels, deepest inhale. On an exhale, forward fold, hips high. Shake your head yes and no. As we go to the next side, sit your hips back, sweep your fingers forward and up. Find length in your spine first. Draw hands to heart center, thumbs into your sternum. Inhale, crown of head reaching forward. Exhale, twist to the right. Left elbow hooks outside of your right thigh. Look to the right. Press hips back. Lift all 10 toes. Spread them. Perhaps your arms open up. Deepest inhale. Exhale, hips high, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. On an exhale, plant your palms. Step your right foot back. Lower your back knee. Keep your back toes curled under. Rise up in this low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Right psoas stretching long. And preparing for that twist, draw hands to heart center, thumbs into your sternum. Inhale, crown reaching forward. On an exhale, twisting to the left. Hooking your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Notice with this twist, a little different than in that chair. Continue to press your hips forward. Look to the left or looking up, perhaps opening your arms. Inhale. On an exhale, framing your left foot, drawing your left hip crease back. And as you lift your left toes, crown floating over your left leg. Notice the length of your left hamstring here, and again, perhaps bringing your hand to the back of your left leg, giving it some love. Inhale, bend into that left knee. Press your left foot down as you lift your right foot up and step your right foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back. Notice the difference as you lower your back knee. Keep your back toes curled under. As you press right foot down, rise up slow with your breath. Now left psoas, left hip flexors lengthening. Reaching fingers to the sky, left toes pressing down. Prepare for that twist. Inhale, Crown of head reaching forward, hands to heart center, lengthen your spine. On an exhale, twisting to the right. As you hook your left elbow outside of your right thigh, notice pressing hips forward, still finding that length in the twist. Perhaps opening your arms, spread your fingers wide. Inhale. On an exhale, frame your front foot. Draw right hip crease back, and as you lift your toes, crown reaching towards your foot. Giving yourself a little love, hand coming to the back of your right leg. As you bend your right foot, press your right foot down, lift your left foot behind and step it beside your right. Inhale, rise up, root both feet down to reach up. Exhale, hands coming to heart center. Inhale, arms reach, gentle back bend, look up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive. Hinge at the hips, softly bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step both feet back, high plank. Stacking shoulders above your wrists, spread your fingers wide, shift your weight front to back as you lift up onto the tops of your toes. Draw low belly in, strong core. Nice and slow, lowering knees. Chest and chin, dive forward, hug your elbows into the rib cage. Slide forward through cobra, toes pressing down. Draw shoulders back, lift chest and chin. On an exhale, press back through tabletop. Curl your toes under, lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Deepest inhale. Longer exhale. Look to your hands, bend your knees, and step or float your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, drawing hands to heart center. Step your left foot back, high lunge. Repeating that twist with the back knee up as an option, or trying it out first and then lowering it. As you find your high lunge here, press your hips forward, right knee stacked over, beautiful, your ankle. Turn your left leg on by pressing your back toes in, lifting even higher. Hands at heart center, inhale, crown of head reaching forward. On the exhale, twisting to the right, and adjust, perhaps drawing your left leg back a little bit or over to the left. In this twist, notice your breath, a little more constriction here. Allow the breath to be just as slow, just as wide. Perhaps your arms open up here. Inhale. On an exhale, frame your front foot. Draw your right hip crease back as you lift your right toes up and your back heel down to the earth. In this pyramid variation, notice the lengthening of your right hamstrings. Unclench your jaw here. Lengthen out that right side. Breath slow in. Breath slow out. Bend into that right knee for a warrior three with your hands to the ground or to blocks in front of you. As you walk your hands forward, press off with your back foot, floating your back foot down. With this modified warrior three, hands down, press your left heel back and up, pointing your left pinky toe down. Find either blocks or the floor underneath your hands as you look down between your hands. Lift your left heel a little bit more, turning left glute on. Deep inhale. On an exhale, replace left foot beside your right. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, drawing hands to heart center, glutes engaged here. Step your right foot back in this high lunge variation. As you float it back, make sure left foot and right foot are in two separate lines like train tracks, preparing for that twist by first Pressing right foot in like you're pressing on the gas pedal. Lift your back heel higher. Right leg straight and strong. And left knee stacked over left ankle. Inhale, crown of head reaching forward. Press thumbs into your sternum. On the exhale, twist to the left. Keep right leg active here as you twist in this high lunge. Looking to the left, perhaps looking up, perhaps your arms open wide. Spread your fingers wide. Your right foot anchoring you. Deep inhale. On an exhale, frame your left foot. Draw your left hip crease back as you lower your back heel. Now left hamstring lengthening in this pyramid posture. With that front toes lifted, notice a little more sensation on the back of your leg. As we pause here, slow your breath. Inhale. Lengthen, exhale. Bend into that left knee. Stamp your left foot down as you prepare for your warrior three. With your hands down, this modified version. Press into your back foot, lift back foot. As you press your right foot back on an imaginary wall behind you, or maybe a real wall behind you, pointing your right pinky toe down, lift your right heel higher. Press your hands down into blocks of the earth, crown reaching forward, right foot reaching back. Slow your breath here with intention. Inhale. On an exhale, lower your right foot nice and slow. Walk your hands back, heel toe your feet to touch in a forward fold. Grab onto the backs of your calves here. Hold your body lovingly in this forward fold, Uttanasana. Breathe here. Deep in. Long out. Inhale, rise up, extended mountain. Exhale, drawing hands to heart center. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly and close your eyes. Notice your breath. The beating of your heart. This unique rhythm. How do you feel? What feels good right here? As you blink your eyes open, inhale, arms reach wide into the sky, look up, gratitude for your breath. On an exhale, forward fold, lead with your heart. Inhale, halfway lift. On an exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, warrior one. Point your right toes out, right heel in. Press your left foot down as you reach your arms. In your warrior one, draw your right pinky toe down behind you. Pressing your left knee forward. Lengthen, crown to the sky while your feet remain grounded to the earth. Your palms facing each other. Spread your fingers wide. Glutes engaged. Draw left hip crease back. Right leg straight and strong. One more breath here in your warrior one. Holding longer intentionally. Slow your exhale. Open up warrior two on your inhale. Nice and wide, left hand reaching forward, right hand reaching back. Adjust your back foot, left heel to right arch alignment, palms facing down. Look out past your left fingers. And again, we pause here intentionally for a longer time. Your left thigh parallel to the earth. Your left thigh an opening. Breathe deep in. Slow out. Your next inhale, straightening your left leg nice and slow. Prepare for triangle. Reach your left hand forward. Reach nice and slow. Exhale, connect left hand to the floor, ankle, or a block, either outside or inside of your left foot. Reach your right hand to the sky. Trikonasana, take up space, spread out on this posture, this triangle shape in your body. Find your expression. And again, mindful of your breath here as we pause again. This mindful meditation, this movement we create, and the intentional pauses. Find the stillness. One more breath here, deepest inhale. On an exhale, bring your right hand down, frame your left foot. As you bend your left knee and lift your back heel, this runner's lunge here. And step your right foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway, lift and lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, warrior one. Moving to the other side, find your foundation first, heel to heel alignment, left toes point out. Press your right foot down to rise up. Find that initiation from that front foot pressing down into the earth. As you draw your right hip crease back, as you reach your fingers to the sky, your left pinky toe grounding you. Left leg straight and strong. Beautiful. Find strength, this warrior. Find this shield strong, your core. Draw low belly into your spine. Hugging muscle to bone here. Engage your glutes. Make sure they're turned on. One more breath here in your strong warrior. Inhale slowly. Out your nose, slow exhale. Nice and slow, open up, warrior two. Left hand floats back, right hand floats forward. Adjust your back foot. Externally rotating right thigh, looking out past your right fingertips, palms facing down. Feel the energy from the earth, your crown reaching to the sky. Breathe. Beautiful practice. One more breath here in your warrior two. It'll feel so good when we straighten that front leg. Your next inhale, press your front foot down to the earth as you straighten that right leg. Draw left hip crease back. Move through honey, reaching right hand forward. And connect right hand to your right side. Using a block outside of my right foot right now, drawing the floor closer to me. As I reach my left fingers towards the sky, my right hand connects me to the earth. No tension created in the neck here. Where you choose to gaze is up to what feels good to you. You can even close your eyes and find this meditation in this posture. Following the rhythm of your breath. Spread your fingers, spread your toes, relax your muscles of your face. One more breath here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Draw your left hand down, frame your front foot. Remove any blocks as you bend your front knee, lift your back heel, and step your back foot up to the top of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, drawing hands to heart center. For tree posture, pour your weight into your left foot. Open your right knee out to the side. Notice how it feels as you progress, perhaps drawing the sole of your right foot higher up. This hip opener and balance posture as you press your right foot into your left leg. Press your left foot down into the earth to reach crown higher. Find your expression of your posture, what feels best for you. Notice if there is some movement that you're craving and find it to be a dance. As you move with your breath, move with awareness. Coming to these familiar postures and holding them for longer times demands that you Slow it down. Slow your breath. Perhaps bringing one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly and really feeling that sensation, that awareness of your belly moving, your chest moving, your lungs expanding, your diaphragm, that breathing muscle, allowing this to happen so strong. One more breath here. Deep inhale. On an exhale, close your eyes, place your right foot down onto the ground, hand to heart, hand to belly. When we breathe with intention, we turn on the parasympathetic nervous system, an awareness of relaxation, a calm, a settling. No need for the sympathetic nervous system, that fight or flight response. When we follow the rhythm of our breath and slow it down, it is our superpower. It can get you through big emotions. Notice how this feels. As you blink your eyes open, an awareness. As you pour your weight into your right foot, when you open your left knee out, again, just take notice what feels best. What feels good as you move the sole of your foot in a different way, perhaps on this side. Notice the wobbles, your muscles learning, those little twitchings, wobbling. Your muscles are learning and strengthening. Allow the expression of your posture to move with your arms, perhaps some movement. But again, relax your right toes. Press the four corners of your right foot into the earth to grow taller, crown reaching higher. Notice the wobble, embrace the wobble. Perhaps one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly to again reconnect. Come back to you. Gentle smile forming on your face, perhaps so proud of where you are right now in this space on your mat. Find peace in this, glutes engaged. It's easy to forget. Deepest inhale. On an exhale, replace your left foot down. Close your eyes as you crouch and curl, keeping heels and knees together, hips towards your heels. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Hug your chin down towards your chest here. As you hold your body lovingly, deepest inhale. Open mouth, exhale, side out. As you look behind you, notice that there's nothing behind you as we settle back onto our bottoms, preparing for a figure four stretch. As you tap your toes out in front of you, place your right foot down on the ground. Allow your left ankle to come on top of your right thigh and flex your left foot. Bring your hands behind you as you draw your shoulders down away from your ears and lengthen your spine here. Draw your left knee away from you, either just with your own motion, or you can keep your right hand where it is and place your left hand on your left knee, whatever feels best for you. But this is a great place because you can choose how far you want your hips forward or back. Notice as you press your hands behind you and you lift your hips up, a different sensation on that outer left hip. Notice how that can feel in your body. Maybe even the movement swaying your hips side to side. This is a great place to stay. If you'd like to try something just a little bit different, extend your right leg long and grab onto your left knee with your hand, your left foot with your hand. You can lift it up and move side to side if that feels good. Beautiful. And you can even, in any motion, whether your knee is bent or not, hook your right elbow into the sole of your foot and then wrap around like holding a baby. Just again for a different variation. Yeah, lots of ways to grab on. And slow your breath here. Beautiful. In between sides, we'll lengthen both legs long and wide. So bring your feet about as wide as the mat. As you press your hands down behind you, draw your shoulders back. Inhale to lengthen. On an exhale, walk your hands down between your legs and bow your forehead towards the mat. In this lengthening space, no more effort here. Knees can be bent, back can be rounded. Just soften here. As you inhale, rise up, bend your knees, tap your toes out in front of you. And this time, left foot grounds down as you lift your right ankle, placing on top of your left thigh. This side might feel very different, so adjust your left foot forward or back, whatever feels best for you. Bring your hands behind you. Flex your right foot. Press your right knee away from you. These can be some really sticky spaces, some tender spaces. Be right here, fully present to this moment. And again, that movement swaying side to side. And perhaps straightening that bottom leg if that feels good for you, just for a different variation. Again, that movement. And maybe hooking your foot in your left elbow. Be sure to notice how your breath is, especially the hip openers can be very emotional and may cause you to even hold your breath unconsciously. It happens, it's human. Notice, this is the space to take notice of your breath. What happens when it gets a little tight? One more breath here, deep inhale. On an exhale, we'll bring our feet even wider, this wide-legged forward fold. So take your time to adjust. All 10 toes pointing up. As you bring your hands behind you, find that length first. Lift your hips up, draw your shoulders back. Inhale deeply. Exhale, walk your hands forward and come into the wide-legged forward fold. Perhaps coming onto your forearms, a block, a bolster. And again, just bowing forehead to the earth. Releasing and softening here. Inhale, come on back up and take your time here. Be mindful of your back and your inner thighs as you bring your hands outside of your thighs, and without you using your leg muscles, just using your arm muscles to lift up your legs, drawing your heels to touch for Baddha Konasana, but a wider one. So heels further away from you. Your knees are wide, heels together. And again, bring your hands behind you to lengthen your spine first. Inhale. On an exhale, forward fold, rounding your back, grabbing onto your toes or your ankles. Like a clamshell closing. And again, just notice with awareness what you can let go of here. As you breathe in these spaces, noticing your breath, hearing your breath. Let that be a reminder to slow it down. As you come on in, cross your ankles. We'll come forward into a tabletop, preparing for pigeon posture. curl your toes under behind you into a downward facing dog. Oh yes, and if pigeon is not good for you, wonderful. We can find our way into figure four, or let's transition here. Come on down onto your back here. As you squeeze your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. Let's do a twist here first. So as you squeeze your knees into your chest, allow your knees to fall to the left. Open your arms up, your right shoulder to the earth. Reach your hands away from you. Look out past your right fingertips. And allow your hips, your knees to be heavy in this twist here. As you inhale, squeeze your knees back into your chest. In this neutral position, inhale deeply. On an exhale, allow your knees to fall over to the right. As you open your arms, allow your left shoulder to be heavy. Look out past your left fingertips. Soften here. And then squeezing your knees back into your chest, being so mindful of what feels best for you. Yes, pigeon either on your front or on your back. We'll go through figure four, a little different than as you're seated. So bring your feet down to the earth. We'll lift your left foot and cross your left ankle over your right thigh, drawing your left knee away from you. And again, just notice how different this feels than when we're seated. In this figure four, perhaps you lift your right foot up, or perhaps you keep your foot down. This is such a great posture. Flexing your left foot, and notice how this feels as you can relax your arms, relax your shoulders here, even though your fingers are interlaced underneath your right thigh. Reach your right foot towards the sky, flex and point your right foot, and continue to flex the left foot while drawing your left knee away from you. Notice that you'll get a sensation on your outer left hip. Find some movement with your lifted legs. Unclench your jaw here. Keep the length in your spine. No need to cause any added tension here. Beautiful. One more breath, slow. With a longer exhale. As you prepare to switch sides, bring your right foot down and left foot down, crossing your right ankle over your left. Take your time, flexing your right foot. And pause before you lift that left foot as you press your right knee away from you. Notice that sensation, and lifting your left foot, interlacing your fingers underneath your left thigh, being mindful of which thumb was on top last time. As you lift your left foot, flex and point your left foot. Those ankle muscles were activated during those standing postures, especially tree. So take the time to move that fascia around as you draw your right knee away from you. Allow the length in your spine. Relax your shoulders, your jaw. And pause here on this side. As we bring our left foot down, bring your right foot down, feet as wide as the mat. If you're moving through pigeon, coming back to your back as you sway your knees side to side, your feet nice and wide, and just lifting as you allow your knees to settle. This is so good for your low back. All tension just melting away, your arms wide, palms facing to the sky. Pause the next time your knees fall to the left side. Option to lift your left heel and stack it on top of your right thigh, only if that feels good for your knees. Just a different sensation on your right hip. perhaps looking to the right. Slow breath here. As you place your left foot back down and allow your knees to go side to side again, a few rounds. Back and forth with the rhythm of your breath. And as we settle with your knees falling to the right again, perhaps looking to the left, maybe placing your right ankle on top of your outer left thigh. Close your eyes and settle in here. Be fully present to this moment, this space. As you come on out of it, placing your right foot back down, knees swaying side to side. And then pausing, preparing for bridge posture. As you bring your feet as wide as your hips, your toes pointing away from you. Wiggle your shoulder blades underneath and first grab onto the sides of your mat. As you inhale, tuck your tailbone under. We're not even going to lift our hips yet. We're just going to press our low back down into the earth. And if it helps, even bringing your fingertips to your hips or just beneath your hip bones, and even maybe just above. Just notice where it feels turned on. So those low belly muscles turn on as you tuck your pelvis under. And pausing but breathing still is the hardest part. So as you tuck your tailbone under, turn your pelvis. It's hard to breathe here. You'll notice that there is a constriction. You can even hold that low back pressing down, but keep that slow breath in and out through your nose. You can take a few rests in between. It is difficult. It is a practice. It's a really important muscle group to work with. So again, just a few more like that, maybe just following the rhythm of your breath or pausing and holding, but continue to breathe. Close your eyes and relax the muscles of your face. And then now we'll begin to move through our bridge posture variation. So as you begin by tucking your tailbone under, just lifting your hips up as though you're articulating the vertebra of your spine all the way up. And then at the top, tucking top first down. So just peeling your spine from the bottom up with an in-breath. And then rolling down on the out-breath, being sure that when you lift, your knees press away from you, over your toes. No need to get a lot of height here, really finding that articulation of when you tuck under, your low back presses down first before it lifts. It might just be a very minute movement. This last time, we'll rise our hips and pause there, pressing your knees away from you. Wiggle your shoulder blades underneath. Your glutes engage, low back turns on. Feeling those muscles. And then lower all the way again, nice and slow. Squeeze your left knee into your chest, flexing and pointing your left foot. Your right knee can stay bent or extend your right leg, as though you're drawing your left knee up towards your left shoulder. And then place your left foot down with a bent left knee. Squeeze your right knee into your chest as though it's going towards your right shoulder, flexing and pointing your right foot. And again, option to extend that left leg if that feels good in your body. Now squeezing both knees into your chest, but actually wider this time. And even if you want to hold with a pause here, or if you want to move your knees wide, so even grabbing onto the tops of your kneecaps with your fingers and squeezing your knees in and out and around and in, nice and slow. And then changing the direction. Being sure to press your low back down into the earth here. And then now squeeze your knees together. Bring your hands to the tops of your knees as you squeeze them in and out, in and out. And then circle them together in unison this time. We'll go clockwise and then counterclockwise. Moving in the opposite direction now. Being sure to press low back down. And then finally squeezing your knees into your chest, lifting your chin up towards your knees. Grabbing onto the soles of your feet and then rest your head back down. Press your tailbone down as you lift your heels high, your knees wide for happy baby. As you sway side to side, take lots of time here. As you straighten one leg and bend the other. And then pause in stillness here. Your heels stretching towards the sky and your hands just draping over your feet so that the gravity does its job here. There's not a lot of extra effort at all with your arms. Close your eyes. Soften here. As you draw your heels together, lower your heels down to the earth, your knees wide, your feet touching in this Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound angle. Wiggle your shoulder blades underneath you and place your palms underneath your outer thighs. Lift your chin slightly. The back of your palms can just rest on the earth here underneath your outer thighs. Keep your left hand where it is or place your left hand on your belly for alternate nostril breath. This Nodi Shodhana pranayama is a breath work. As you make your right hand into a fist, you release your right thumb and your right pinky. And we'll alternate our nostrils, working with left and right hemispheres of our body. This is so good, this pranayama practice at the end of our practice. So as you place your right thumb onto your right nostril, inhale in through your left nostril. Place your pinky on your left nostril as you exhale out your right nostril. Inhale, right nostril. Exhale, left nostril as you replace your thumb and open up your pinky. Inhale, left nostril. Exhale, right nostril. And continue on your own. It can feel a little funny, this alternate nostril breath. It's so good. You'll notice some clarity and rejuvenation afterwards. It can feel funny while you're doing it. And it's a little bit tricky to get the rhythm. But notice your breath again, slow and steady. We'll do one more round together. Place your right hand on your belly as you inhale, both nostrils. Exhale, both nostrils. Place your hands outside of your thighs. Draw your knees together. Squeeze your knees into your chest. One last final embrace. Inhale together. On an exhale, open wide for your Shavasana. Your feet wide, your heels heavy, your toes out. Wiggle your shoulder blades underneath, your palms open wide, your arms wide of your body. Allow no tension in your legs, so even just shaking out your legs a few times, swaying your hips a little bit can alleviate any tension. Allow you just to kind of settle in. Relax your shoulders. Close your mouth. Unclench your jaw. Unfurl your brow. Your breath, so natural in this space, in your sweet Shavasana. To be in this space of rest, just as important as the movement. So as you notice your breath now, without any effort, letting it come and go. Breathe. Fully present of this moment, of this day. In your Shavasana, notice how your body feels now. Notice how your heart feels now. The emotions, the feelings that you're having in this space. Come back to your intention for your practice, to what brought you here to your mat. And a message to yourself of what you will bring off of the mat. It is always my hope in your yoga classes and these practices that you learn something new about the practice of yoga. You learn something new about yourself, a new awareness, this new opportunity, that you have some fun and freedom and liberty in your body to move without judgment, full of compassion for yourself and for others. And you take this awareness of new energy and love out into the world with you. So with your breath always there for you, your superpower, we begin again and again. As you begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, as you open your mouth wide and turn your head side to side. Begin to roll your wrists and your ankles, spread your fingers and toes, bend your knees and elbows. Come awake to this moment once again. And as you roll over onto one side, using your arms to cradle you, inhale deeply. Slow exhale completely. So you rise to a seated position, drawing your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum as you gently bow your head towards your heart. The divine light in me honors and reflects the divine light in you, beautiful yogi. Namaste.